Hello and welcome to Mental Health and Me. I hope you're all doing well and I thank you again for watching one of my videos, and thank you for any comments, subscribes or shares or likes or anything that you've done. So thank you, it means a lot. In this one I wanted to talk about Simone Biles pulling out of the team gymnastics event. And this obviously comes on the back of Naomi Osaka pulling out of a couple of recent tennis Grand Slam events regards mental health as well. Now people see these, real famous athletes, at the peak of their sports, the peak of their powers, winning uh, tournaments. Always, if they're not winning, they're always there or thereabouts. Young, talented ladies, no doubt they're pretty financially secure, things like that. And I do look and think, well, what have they got to be depressed about or suffer? But it's all different. You can't just assume, how they are feeling. You don't know that if it's depression or anything like that. Firstly, and secondly, as I've mentioned before, it doesn't discriminate. Mental health doesn't discriminate. You wouldn't say to them, well, they're too rich to have a broken leg. Things like that. So why would you say they're too famous or too successful to suffer with mental health? And another thing as well, some people may wonder, well, why is it only just starting to affect, say, Simone Biles with her gymnastics? And I know it sounds mad, and I'm not saying this is always the case, but as you get older, you start to analyse thoughts more and think a lot more. When you're younger, how old was she when she first started? About 16. The the pressure would have been there, of course, but there was a carelessness as well. You hear it a lot with footballers. Young footballers don't carry any fear, and just young people in general don't have the same fear that older people have. Totally off topic, but like I've noticed as I get older, I enjoy being on a plane less and less. And nothing's changed other than the fact that I've got older. But and Simone's like, well, I think she's 24 now. This is, I think it was her third Olympics, and the pressure's there, and every Olympics it's growing on her. And you might see that she competes in the individual events because there's a totally different set of pressure from competing in the team event and the individual, because obviously you don't feel like you're letting anybody up but yourself down and your coach is down when it's just you. But when there's three other team members, or what have you, however there are in a team of any sport, you worry that you're letting them down, and that can play a major factor. And like, going to Naomi with her tennis, some of the questioning that these journalists and that ask are absolutely pathetic, because 9 times out of 10 the questions that the journalists ask are irrelevant. Like the athletes, the tennis players, or any sport really, can only answer in a generic way. Otherwise, it becomes like, a viral news story. Um, it's ridiculous, and there's if they lose, they're hammered for it, and they're already feeling bad for it. And clearly Naomi's got an underlying issue with her mental health, and I'm sure she's got amazing support networks around her, but that doesn't make her immune to feeling it. And to bring it back to my level and our level, what people watching this, you can't sort of assume what people's issues are, or you can't say they can feel like this, they can't feel like this because of that. You know, it, mental health, it affects us all in so many different ways. You've always just got to worry about yourself and not firstly compare your issues to other people, and secondly don't judge other people's issues either, because it works both ways. So hopefully you can take from this the fact that just because people can be successful, can be young and famous and everything, doesn't mean that everything's perfect. Perfection doesn't exist. So keep doing what you do. Keep learning more and more about, mental health practices and things like that. And you sort of realise how mental health can affect different situations for other people. And it just opens your mind a bit more and makes you understand quite a few more things than you ever would have before. So thank you for watching, and again, thank you all as always for the support, and take care and look after yourselves.